Oh, that new Kevin Spacey production's on at the Old Vic. And Rihanna's big tour kicks off at Twickenham. Ah, brilliant. Joy Smart Shopper event starts today. Yep, it's going to be a good day today. Right, and now I should be plenty. Oh dear, looks a bit busy out there. Let me sync my phone. Okay, that route makes sense. And a coffee will go down nicely. Joy, here I come. Green is big in Tokyo, but it's red in London.
Don't know what a deal's about, but I like it somehow. And you try to make it
Show me, show me, show me. That's nice. That's quite nice. Not sure about the colour on that. Yes, love this coat.
and you got to see. Turns out he wants you. Will control your life, you will always see.
Well, I like it. Let's see what my friends think.
Did you wrong? And you got to see. Turns out he wants you.
Instagram.
He will haunt your life, you will always see.
Oh, here we go.
Sitting next to you.
Thanks. Oh, cheeky. But you know what? I agree. I'm gonna buy it. Time to pay. Which till is free? Ah. Okay, please.
Try to make it easier.
That's £50, please.
And you got to see. Sitting next to you.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure to see you.
Thank you.
Have a lovely day.
You too. Bye. Let me check in. Okay, sacred. Ooh, yummy, free cake. What a lovely thought. Ah, Julie's awake. Gonna Skype her. Thank you. Hi, Julie. Happy birthday, sweetie.
Thanks, hon. Nice of you to remember. How's your day been?
Great, everything's worked a treat. How's San Fran?
Now this experience, most of us, we already, at least in Bangalore, we have reached to maybe 70% of this level. We are taking pictures, and sharing it on WhatsApp, getting instant feedback. To some extent, it is happening. What is big data? It is application of SMAC. Social, in this video, social, mobility, cloud, and analytics were working together for banking, telecom, retail companies to provide an experience to the customer, which is fantastic. So big data is application of social. So we provide training, conference, certification in Agile, Big Data Cloud, in project and program management, strategy execution, software testing, and process improvement. So this is who we are. We have grown to a company of this size in 1.5 years, thanks to your presence on social media. Any questions, ladies and gentlemen? Can we do a raise of hand which says that big data is about Hadoop? No. Is it only about analytics? Is it only about technology and analytics? It is about understanding the domain, understanding what your consumer wants, providing them an experience, because enormous wealth of information is available on social, on mobile, which can be harnessed on cloud, and an analytics can be done, and voila, you have an amazing customer experience, whether what this lady saw or whether what a passenger in metro train he gets to know because the metro stops and saying that it is stopping for some maintenance work, or whether a flight from Bangalore to Delhi, it stops because of fog and it diverts you to Jaipur. It is collecting data from many sources and taking real-time decisions. So on this note, thanks everyone. What we are going to do is, we are going to start the panel discussion. After that, we have a tea and coffee break. I'm also going to tell you about the conference overview. After the tea and coffee break, the session will split into two halls. One is this hall, the other is just opposite to us. We have two tracks. One is technology track, other is analytics. How many of you are interested in technology track? Okay. And how many of you are more interested in analytics track? Okay. So we will have the technology track happening in this hall and analytics track happening on the other hall. Okay. Are you clear? You can feel free to move from one hall to another at any point of time. It's a free motion that you can do. You can choose any speaker, so maybe you can take the speakers at the moment which you like to attend to. So this is what you have to do. Right. So what we'll do is that we'll split for a panel discussion, and after take a tea, coffee, then we have S. Anand taking this session on visualizing big data. That would be, expose you further to the gamuts of big data in a style that only a chief data scientist can tell. So Mr. S. Anand, and that's when we do this. And at the end, we have a big data tech grand slam quiz. We organized India's biggest corporate quiz on big data to identify most knowledgeable big data professional in India. We got overwhelming response. Over 1,000 teams from 500 plus companies participated in this 1 month long quiz program, and we have 6 teams now from 7 cities in India. They are amongst the top 6 most knowledgeable big data professional. And this quiz will have 3 tracks. One will be taken by Yahoo. It will cover big data technology quiz. Second will be taken by Dell, which will be on big data analytics. And the third will be taken by Gramener, which will be on big data visualization. And after this quiz, you will know which company and which 2 individuals are India's most knowledgeable big data professional. They will be facilitated here on the stage with a platinum certificate and smartphones. The runners-up get a gold certificate, and second runners-up get bronze certificate. Now we'll start the panel discussion. Can we have all our speakers please stand up? All our speakers who are speaking at this event. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so what we'll do is, each speaker takes 2 tables, and we will give 10 minutes time to collect the questions from the table. Now this is a new format, Anand, which we are starting. I think Parag also, we would have speakers here. Thanks to the concept of Aam Aadmi Party, we are taking the the leaders to the delegates. So each speaker will take 2 tables, and the delegates of the 2 tables are free to ask any question. You are free to ask even a dumb question like what is the spelling of data. Okay, that is all right. This is your time. Just feel free. If you don't have a question, not a problem. So feel free, and what we will do is the speakers are supposed to just collect the questions, and then we will take a round. So table 1 will ask 1 question, then we'll move to table 2, and then table 3, and then table 4. And in 2 iterations, we usually see most of the questions get answered. Now if a question from table 1 is also asked in table 2, the speaker of table 2 will strike off that question, because we will see similar kind of questions being asked. Does it sound good? It will sound better at the end of the panel discussion. So let's start. We have 10 minutes time. I am going to, I will be taking these 2 tables. Can we have speakers just go and choose their 2 tables, please? I didn't understand.
At the time of panel discussion, let them have. तो ये लोग को चाय लेके टेबल पे बैठ जाए और फिर पैनल चालू कर लो, ऐसा बोल रहे?
नहीं, उसको बोलो गरम करके रखेगा. टाइम कितना टाइम हो रहा है? Yes, sir. So how was the talk? How was the? Okay. So let's have the questions. So we'll. What I'll do is I'll just come here, and these 2 tables are with us. Yes, Reha.
We can give 3 tables to one speaker because speakers
Yeah.
are less now.
Okay. Yeah. So yes. Okay. So just to have a so the first question is the customer security and free will. How does it fit into big data? Let me switch it off.
Hello.
and we are starting this panel discussion. So I hope all your questions have been collected by the speakers. So Sanket, so what we'll do is that I'll go to each of the speaker, will take the one question and then answer that, debate it among ourselves, and move on to the next question, to the other table.
The first question is, what is the most challenging portion of big data? Is it technology, analytics, visualization, or identifying HPQs?
Excellent. So what we'll do is we'll just give 1 minute to each speaker to give their opinion on it. We can begin with you, sir.
Challenging portion of...
Just 1 second. Has everyone heard the question? Okay, can you please repeat the question?
Okay, I'm repeating the questions. What is the most challenging part of big data? Is it technology? Is it analytics? Is it visualization? Or identifying the various HPQs? That's a question.
So in that landscape map that I showed, which is the most important one?
Okay, from my perspective, what is the most challenging? I mean, I will look at it from a business perspective. You'll have to look at what value you can derive from the data. Whether whatever the technology that you use, whatever the data sources you collect, how do you create a value for the business user to take a call? Otherwise, the purpose of big data is not required.
Right. Parag, you have to make any comment?
Sure. So the biggest challenge I see actually is similar to what Sampath said, is the internal stakeholders, right? Convincing them that this is a technology you need to get into. How do you find a business solution that requires it, right? Or which of the business problems you have today require it? And there'll be lots of situations where it looks like big data. Anything associated with social media today, for example, is considered big data. But companies like Dell have been using social media data and online data before 2006, before Hadoop came up, right? As a result of which, do you really need the technology is always a question mark that comes up because of the cost of putting it together and the specialized skills that exist. And large corporates are probably not going to go into the cloud that easily.
Yeah. So Mr. Parag, he's heading the analytics division in Dell. We have Chief Data Scientist, Mr. S. Anand from Gramener. Let's hear his views.
Same question.
Yes.
I think it's talent. See, if you partition it based on storage, analysis, visualization. Sorry, am I more audible? Okay. I think it's mostly the talent. In the sense, it's still louder. Okay. If you try and partition this as analysis, visualization, data, storage, and so on, what I'm finding is that it's not like you find the ability to do one and not the other. If you get good people, they typically tend to be able to do these things across. And the biggest challenge that I'm seeing companies face is, where do we get these people who are good at any of these? Because once they're good at something or the other, they can quickly move on horizontally. And it's that talent gap that people are trying to bridge a whole lot. So what is most important at this stage? Probably being able to find or create a reasonably good training program, or finding a good training program where you can get people who are familiar with data science and get them on board. That's my view.
Right. So it goes to the next question that I had from the table, was what are the different skill sets that are required in a big data project? Okay, so being a trading company, we are seeing 3 skill sets. So I'll like to answer in 2 ways. So the first way is that you require knowledge on technology, statistics, and domain. It's very high level to completely harness the big data. Right technology, right domain, and right kind of analytics, not only in terms of talent, technology, it all goes together. Now, just to give you specific, now big data, it starts with first storage of data, data storage. That's a pure play technology skill set, for which you have various courses like Certified Apache Hadoop Developer. You have courses on Amazon Web Services in case you want to have big data on cloud. So you have these courses on MongoDB, on NoSQL database, Cassandra DB. So you can, you choose which one is right for you. How you want to choose? There are plenty of information available on Google, what each technology can deliver, what it cannot. So you play around and you get the right information. Once you have collected the data, you need to analyze it. So you need a skill set around analytics. Now, in analytics, you need to have knowledge on statistics, domain, with little knowledge on technology as well, to understand that what's the potential of technology. We go a little up. Once you have analyzed, you need to present it to the decision makers. So you need a very good visualization tool. Okay, so you need a visualization tool so that without showing them the numbers, the decision makers can take the decisions. And then you need a skill set around narratives. So narratives are basically the message that the big data is showing in a proper English language. It's a very high skilled job which requires you to have experience, something that the consultants of McKinsey, BCG, Bain, those are able to provide to the CEO, head of marketing, head of sales, so that they can improve on what they need to do. So you can see there is these are the skills that are coming up as a demand from the market. And some of the skill sets are currently, some trainings are being provided, some are not being provided. So just to cut a long story short, you need to have either of the two out of the three. So you need to have technology or statistics, technology or domain, statistics or domain to start working. And then as and when you move up in seniority and decision making, knowledge of domain plays maximum. Domain, knowledge of market, knowledge about your customers, what they want, that plays maximum role. Okay, so we'll move on to the next table, which Parag has. So we'll do a one round. Yes, Parag.
So when and how should an organization think about implementing big data? Okay. Anyone wants to answer this? Okay, I'll get started. So I was just telling one of our colleagues here that at Dell we sell hardware for big data, right? So it is very apparent that we would have it in place. We obviously have Hadoop infrastructures and big data infrastructure for selling in our demo centers, for example, in our sales centers. However, as an organization, we decided to use it only when there was a need. And about a year ago, when I came here, I presented on 2 cases where we had a need and we just get started, right? This year, I'm going to talk about 4 different cases that we are using it in. So I think when should be really determined again by what your business needs are, rather than what your competitors are doing or what the hype around big data is, right? As a result of which, you remain very focused on what your business need is. If you find business needs by Googling, by talking to colleagues, and your company is not aware of it, then your first step should actually be not trying to implement it, but it should actually be tied to selling that within your organization, because there are lots of great ideas about using the known and the unknown data that we have, as a result of which I think very, very essential that you focus on that piece. And there isn't really a right time in terms of implementing it. Anything, Sampath or Anand, or anyone wants to add?
Okay.
So Sampath is heading the data of Airtel, heading the data warehouse of
Data center and
data center, yes.
the managed services cloud practice of Airtel. Now it's called Nextra Data. I am heading the southern region of the Airtel data center business of Airtel. Okay, when to implement a big data? It's a good question. I'll answer from being a telecom person perspective. In a telecom scenario in Airtel, we almost handle close to 8 billions of telephone calls in a day. Okay, so it means 8 billions of calls, we keep increasing every day. The volume increases. And we not only handle the mobile calls, we also do the fixed mobile. And India, the mobile penetration is very high, including more than 74% of the people use internet, 54% of 74% use social networking using mobile. That means a lot of data is getting generated. So these are the data are available being a telecom service provider. What do I do with this data? Can I use this data to improve different kind of the plans, marketing campaign plans that we can launch the subscriber to attract, to retain the customer, to reduce the churn, or to reduce, including the network drops, or to plan the future network investment, etc. So all this we do. For example, in a month we launch 8,000 campaigns. How do you do the 8,000 campaigns in India? Basically using whatever the data we collect. I talked about 8 billions of user calls happens in a day. Based on that, what kind of the campaign which is suitable for which particular city or which particular enterprise organization or which particular corporate. That's on the marketing side. Same way, my retention teams looks at how to retain, what are the types of customer going outside Airtel, how to retain them, what are the kind of various plans, or even the network drops where the network coverage to be improved. Or the network planning team looks at how the congestion happens, which part of the network is more congested, where we need to invest. Maybe if the 2G is overpopulated, can we put 3G or a 4G, or even the broadband, even we're coming out some of the cafe coffee day, how to put a Wi-Fi and take the back call via Wi-Fi. These are the various ways. It's driven from a business, not from the technology per se. How do you retain the customer? How do you increase the value per customer, increase the average revenue per customer? That's drive the using a big data, and we use it on a regular basis.
Right. So as Mr. Sampath said, big data is actually being driven by the business. Now, business treats big data as an opportunity, and for techies, it is a challenge. So for technologists, the mindset should be that this is an opportunity for growing the business. And there are various avenues available, various technologies available. You have to use it. And you have to upgrade your skills to do that. So let's go to the next table. Yes. So if you can just introduce yourself. Yeah.
My name is Sitaram. I lead the strategy planning for Big Data Center of Excellence in Genpact. To add to what Parag and Anand were talking about, the big data challenges and what is really the real core problem is, it's even though it's driven by a business need, okay, it is a business value what you're articulating to your client. Okay, it may be he has a particular objective. Okay, technology is important, but the first is it's driven by a business need. Second is what I see also as a big plus is your sponsorship from the board. Today, big data is not an initiative. Let us understand that it is business. Because it's relevant for your enterprise to be relevant here in the market. And one of the key challenges and key inputs comes from the sponsorship to a board, because your IT strategy and your business strategy should be aligned. Otherwise, the entire big data strategy will fall flat. Second is leading to what even Anand was saying, the importance of data visualization, right? So there's one question relating to that, Anand, we are seeing a high cost of visualization tools. Okay, there's lots of open source and there's a lot of licensed versions. How do you balance the